Hello, everyone. My name is Autumn from Central Plains Library System, and I am here in our STEAM lab, and we have a fun and exciting project for you today. It's called a Newton's Cradle. What's a Newton's Cradle, you might ask? We're going to explore all the science and the engineering involved in a Newton's Cradle as we explore this fun project together. Today, we have a special science friend in the STEAM lab. Chandler is going to demonstrate the physics behind the Newton's Cradle using a model that we've already put together, as well as show you how you can make your own with these simple steps from home. So let's go ahead and join us as we go full steam ahead.
Hello everyone, my name is Chandler and I would love to welcome you all to the CPLS STEAM Lab. Today I'm going to be showing you this Newton's Cradle named after the famous scientist Sir Isaac Newton. It demonstrates a lot of physics, but mainly momentum. As you swing this marble upward, it goes down and transfers energy through the middle ones that remain mainly motionless and sends this marble upwards, or vice versa. And it cycles back through. As you can see, eventually it will come to an equilibrium because of drag, but it is very fun and easy to learn how to build it.
All right. Thank you for that, Chandler. While you get set up to show to everyone how they can make their own from home, I'm going to tell them a little bit more about the Newton's Cradle. So you mentioned momentum. So momentum is the force of an object as it moves. So like you said, when the principle states that when two objects collide, their momentum before the collision equals their momentum after the collision. So really, it could be put in a mathematical calculation. Momentum equals mass times velocity. So, Chandler, what kind of supplies are they going to need?
For the supplies, you're going to need 18 popsicle sticks, 6 pieces of around 8 inches string, 6 marbles. I recommend having a container so they don't roll off whatever surface you're using. Hot glue, and a safety tip for hot glue, have something to protect your fingers. A ruler, a pencil, and a surface that you don't mind getting hot glue on.
Okay. Well, what's our first step then?
First step, first of all, would be to get your little finger protection on. And always remember, keep marbles away from younger siblings because they are a choking hazard.
Good reminder.
So the first step you're going to do is put 2 dots of glue at the top and put a popsicle stick across here and yet again at the bottom. You're going to let that dry, but for the sake of speeding up the video, we already built the second one. So you're going to build 2 of these.
Okay. Then what do they need to do?
Then you're going to have these upright like this and put sticks there and there using hot glue. It is a trickier process, so we got these 2 popsicle sticks connecting our squares that we made. Now what we're going to do is measure the sticks that our marble strings will rest on. So what we're going to do is skip the first ½ inch and begin marking every ½ inch starting at 1 inch. This is where you'll need your pencil and your ruler. 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, and so on until you have 6 evenly spaced marks. You want to double check and make sure that you do have 6. So, an easy and fun trick, you don't need your ruler after you get the first one done, because you just need to line them up and draw the line from the first one onto the second one.
Great tip,
which
Chandler.
makes it really easy.
All right, so then what is our next step? While our Foursquare is drying,
we are going to start with attaching the marbles to their strings. So what I like to do is have the 2 opaque marbles at the ends. So I'm going to do those first. So the way I do this is I take my string and first things first, find the middle so that when we hang it, it'll look and function properly. Now that I found the middle, I will pinch it and make sure that I do not lose it. In the meantime, I will be putting a dot of hot glue on the marble. And don't worry if you lose your center, because you pinched it, it should still have a crease. Now when you put your string on and separate it like so, you're going to want to put some more hot glue over the top of that, sealing the string within the hot glue.
all right.
You're going to want to do that for the rest of your 6 marbles. Now that we got all of our marbles attached to their string, we can set them aside, and now that the string will help them not roll off the table, we can get rid of this now. That'll give us a bit more space. So now what we're going to do is, seeing as we have the tops of our squares, we are going to go in the opposite direction with our extra popsicle sticks that have not been marked along the bottom here to make a base. That base is going to be a cool, neat looking floor. I prefer gluing one side and then the other, so that as one side dries, you can get the other one done, and you're less likely to burn yourself. I'm gonna finish this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, we got a nice, cool looking floor at the bottom of our Newton's cradle. In order to set up the actual marbles that will go across, we are going to hot glue on each of the marks. Put 1 dot of hot glue, one end of your marble string, and hot glue on top. Then you're going to let that dry and continue to do the rest. We'll be right back in a moment. Now that we have these glued and they've had time to dry, we are going to glue them and this one up on the top of our squares. So by doing that, we will be able to create our little Newton's cradle. But it will need time to dry, so you have to hold it on there so it won't fall off. Again, be careful with hot glue. It can hurt. Once that side will hold itself up, you do the other side. And now, once both sides get completely dry, you will want to tape these and make sure that they line up when you look down at them from the top, so they're all in the same line and that they're all on the same elevation, how high up they are. So we will be right back when we have one to show you what that would look like. Once you completed that step, you will have a fully functioning Newton's cradle. You can pull it back and let it go. You can see, like just as the beginning, the energy travels through the relatively motionless middle ones and pushes the end one up, and vice versa. This Newton's cradle sounds fun, is fun to play with, and teaches you about physics. It's even supported by a structure. That type of structure is called a frame.
Yes, and a frame is a structure that holds something tightly in place. So we had to build this framework and make sure that it was being held in place. So this device has a lot of movement in the marbles, and it won't work if the frame around the marbles also moves. So the Newton's cradle also demonstrates a concept called tolerances. In engineering, products must be built very precisely. If they aren't, the product will fall apart when in use. In Newton's cradle, the marbles must be hung very carefully side by side and in a line, or it won't work. We hope you guys had a lot of fun today. Chandler and I certainly did. We enjoyed teaching you not only the physics and science and engineering behind the Newton's cradle, but also showing you how you can make your own right from home. You know, there's some things that you can do from home to change it up. Try to experiment with different materials. What would happen if you used a large wooden bead? What about a big metal ball bearing? Another experiment you can do is change the mass. Try using different materials for the spheres, or adding mass to see if it affects the action. Maybe you can experiment with the number of spheres. If you're using marbles, what would happen if you used 4 marbles? What happens if you use 8? Change it up, make it your own, and have a fun time. We look forward to seeing you the next time. Bye-bye.